So thank you.
Could I just say something in connection with what Derek is saying? Because it was like that. Because we didn't quite know what was going on the subtle level. And very often it was very, very intense. Because sometimes Mother used to say what the deities were happy about and what they were not. And the Ganas as well. It was very, very intense. So you didn't know from one moment to the next where the fun stops and the serious thing starts, because they were just they were together. You know what I mean? They were all together. It was so intense on very, very sort of deep level. So it was fun, but it was hard. It was also very hard to be in Mother's presence when her aspect of the goddess fighting the negativity was manifesting, because the negativity was also connected with us in a way, inside us, so it had to be thought, and we had to witness it really, because we couldn't quite do it. The Mother had to do it, but the battle was in one room. It wasn't anywhere else.
Were you going to say something, John?
Well, yeah. She would often, as I was saying, completely spoil us, but there'd be the other extreme where we'd be completely blasted because the negativity would try to act through us because we were around Shimashi all the time, and seeing Shimashi in a fury, I think that's the strongest I've ever felt. The vibrations, because she would just get everybody together, and one by one, she'd go into that person, but the vibrations were so incredibly powerful. I've never felt any vibrations like it when Shimashi's been angry. I mean, when she was angry with someone else, just being in the room, it was just so powerful. But she was actually giving her blessings, really, because she's just driving a thing out, Sometimes she'd have you on the run for days, weeks, and it'd lead up to one almighty big blasting, But it was all her compassion, that I don't think we as human beings could ever understand, compassion.
Can I say a story about on the subject of building? Once Mataji said we're at Brompton Square. Brompton Square was virtually finished by then. It was 83, looking absolutely beautiful, all golden, very wonderful. And we noticed there was just one wall had not been wallpapered. So we had this idea, me and Antonio and another guy. Let's wallpaper this wall as a surprise for Mother. Mother said she was going to go to an international conference. That conference she was going to leave about 3 o'clock. So if you really do it fast, by the time Mother comes back, she said she would come back the next day, early morning. That gives us plenty of hours. Let's wallpaper that whole wall as a surprise to Mother. So we waited for Mother to go, we had this surprise prepared. Mother was looking beautiful, so beautifully dressed when she went to the international conference, and oh my goodness, we were really amazed, The Mother knew what we were thinking. We were just waiting for Mother to go so we could do the surprise, At last Mother left, at RCP. Now we can decorate that wall. We started decorating the wall. 10 minutes later, Mother is back, CRCP would often forget some important documentation, this is quite common. And Mother caught us in the act, decorating the wall. So, what are you up to? Oh, well, we are decorating this wall. I see. Well, remember this, when you start something, it's not auspicious to leave it half done, so make sure you finish it. If you start it, then finish it. If you must, take plenty of coffee, drink as much coffee as you want, but finish that, And there's one more thing. CRCP does not like a gap in between the wallpaper, you see. That looks very unprofessional. I'm sure you agree with that. When you put wallpaper, you mustn't leave a gap, So she said, not because of me, but because of CRCP, make sure it looks professional, Of course, Antonius, Antonio's a professional, he's an artist. He would never leave a gap on the papers, neither us, No, of course not, no gaps, guaranteed. We finished the whole job by about 5 a.m., and we double-checked and double-checked, no gaps whatsoever. We went to sleep, and about 9 a.m., there's a ring on the bell. We were all asleep, we were all exhausted, You could hear the bell ringing, Oh my goodness. Well, I'll go and answer the door. It was Shri Mataji, actually. CP had gone straight to work. Shri Mataji was at the door ringing the bell. She said, I wasn't sure whether to ring or not in case you were resting, you see, but I checked the vibrations, and on vibrations I felt that one of you at least must be awake, Yes, Mother was right, I was awake, so Mother came in, Mother didn't look very pleased, We could feel there was something wrong, you see. Mother didn't say anything about wallpapering, and she went to bed. She got up at about midday, We went to see Mother, and Mother was a bit gloomy. And we thought, oh my goodness, Mother should be very pleased with this beautiful wallpapering we did, Mother's really gloomy and sad, And then we said, Mother, didn't you like the wallpapering? Of course I did, very much, So what's the problem? Well, CP saw a very big gap on the wall, That's not possible. We checked it 3 times, there is no gap whatsoever. Mother said, yes, I'm sorry, there is a gap on the wallpaper. Impossible, we checked it, Absolutely not there. Shall I show you? Some others stood up, went and showed us the gap. We look at the gap. Oh my God, what a gap on the wallpaper. I think it's called shrinkage. It shrank during the night or something. And really, we could have died that moment, all of us, I said, don't worry about it. Let's fix it, with vibrations, just push it. We didn't have faith for that, So Mother started pushing the wallpaper, And we were looking at Mother and I said, don't you help me, please? Are you just standing watching me pushing the paper? You push it too. So we all started pushing the wallpaper from all directions. The paper didn't budge a millimeter. I said, Mother, it's too late. It's totally dry now, overnight. There's nothing we can do. We'll strip it all and start again. No, you see, you don't get the point, It's not you who pushes it. It's the vibrations that actually do it. Just push it. Have some faith, We pushed a bit more with Mother. We felt sorry for Mother. Mother was pushing the paper, never budged. Nothing. So we knew we have to have a big meal now and get lots of cups of tea and courage, and we have to strip the paper. So we did that. We had a big meal, big cups of tea. Well, let's do it now. We have to strip the whole thing off and start again. You arrive there, the wallpaper gap. Okay, where is the gap? Oh, it's here. No, not there. There. Where? Started looking, we couldn't find the gap. The gap was gone while we had lunch and a cup of tea. So the vibrations did it in the end, but not in front of our eyes.
Any other miracles from
We
Kay?
need to
change tape again.
So Linda mentioned that there needs to be someone to go with Shamashi, and I agreed to go. It's quite chaotic in Chelsham Road, and to cut a long story short, I was literally running late. Shamashi was there with Pamela at the station, and I just literally ran into the station, bought the ticket, and then ran to the train, and I could see Pamela and Shamashi, but in the first class. I thought, oh God, I should have got a first class ticket. So I went in, and I said, I'm just going to have to go and change my ticket, Shamashi. She said, why? I said, well, I just didn't think, Shamashi, I bought a second class. She said, Pamela, go and change our tickets. I said, no, it's okay. I sort of pleaded with Shamashi, but she wouldn't have it. She made Pamela go and change the tickets to second class. So Pamela arrived back, and I thought, oh my God, not only am I late, Shamashi's changing her tickets to second class. So Shamashi was in the lead, and the 3 of us walked from carriage to carriage, and Shamashi went into the second class carriage, and it was completely packed. I thought, oh no, I started feeling really guilty and centre heart and everything. Went into the next carriage, it was completely packed. So I think it was until the 4th carriage, it was completely empty. And Pamela sat down, and Shamashi's luggage or something was opposite Pamela, and then Shamashi sat down, and I sort of gingerly sat opposite Shri Mataji, feeling still quite bad about it all, but then the train pulled away and I felt something in my lap. It was Shri Mataji's foot. She said, rub my feet. And I thought, wow, you know. So I started to rub her feet, and it was always different when you rub Shri Mataji's feet. Sometimes you felt quite hot or uncomfortable, other times you'd go into complete joy and bliss, and that was one of those times. I just went into this complete joy, you know, the vibrations would go right into your centre heart. You'd have a big whoosh of energy, and you just feel lots of love. And the only way I can explain it is that I just wanted to go into her feet, you know, in those moments. I just wanted to hug her, kiss her, and it was uncontrollable ecstasy, you know, bliss and everything, joy. And that went on for 3 hours. So that guilt and sense of heart just completely disappeared. And that particular weekend in Sheffield, Shri Mataji just completely spoilt me, always giving me her food